So before starting with today's topic, like always, I'll give you a quick revision of whatever we have covered in the last class. In the last class, we have talked about ARR. ARR means accounting rate of return. Accounting rate of return. What is the meaning of accounting rate of return? Accounting rate of return means profit. When we are talking about profit, it means when we are taking profit into consideration, when we are taking profit as the method of evaluation of an investment proposal, we mean that okay, yes, when we are taking profit as a base of evaluation of investment decision, it is called accounting rate of return. So I'll just conclude once again. So we have basically two types of techniques: discounting techniques, and other one is traditional or non-discount. In traditional, there are two techniques. First is payback period that we've already covered. Shorter the payback period, the better it is. And we are going to select the investment proposal which has the shortest life or the shortest payback period. Second is ARR, that is accounting rate of return. We are going to take profit as the basis of evaluation of uh, investment proposals. In this method, of ARR, this is the only method in which we take profit as a base for evaluation. In all the other methods, in payback period and all the four methods over here, we are going to take cash flow as the base for evaluation of investment proposal. Now we have already covered with traditional techniques or non-discounting techniques. Now we will move on to the discounting techniques, and we are going to study four discounting techniques in this topic. And hopefully we'll be able to complete this chapter today. We have two classes today, so we'll be able to complete this chapter today, and the notes have already been uploaded on the Moodle and everything, so please go and have a look. Discounting techniques. First is net present value. In short, we call it NPV. Second is profitability index or PI. Okay. Third is IRR, internal rate of return. And fourth is discounted payback. These are the four methods that we are going to talk about, and we are going to start, or I'm going to start with net present value method. Okay, and if we are not able to complete, it's totally fine, no problems. We'll complete it next week. Okay, no rush. I won't rush it, so please don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, so NPV method means net present value. We have already talked about this in the class, so I'll just give you a brief review of what we already talked about. See, what is the meaning of net present value? It means the present value of cash inflow minus present value of cash outflow. Okay, since this cash outflow is happening today, and the return from the project will happen sometime in the future, right? The return we'll get sometime in the future. So what we'll do is we will try to calculate the present value of this future cash inflow so that the base becomes same. The base of comparison, the base of evaluation is same, that is today. So whatever money is outflow, that is today, and whatever is going to the inflow of in today's terms, in today's value, in today's rupees, so that it is easier to compare if we are gaining something or we are losing something. Okay, and if what will be the rule of acceptance? If the net present value of cash inflow is more than net present value of cash outflow. Sorry, cash inflow. This is cash inflow. We are going to accept the proposal. We are going to accept. And if the net present value of cash outflow is more than NPV of cash inflow, then we are going to reject the proposal. This is a very easy and a very basic understanding of this net present value method. Now I'll take you to the this page that we are studying in, this document, this file, and we'll read a few things. Okay, net present value. So the net present technique is a discounted cash flow method. First of all, it is a discounted cash flow method. You have to be very aware of this point. See, there I've already discussed the non-discounting. So now whatever 4 techniques we are going to talk about, all of them would be discounting techniques method. By discounting, I mean that we are going to use the principle of time value of money. Time value of money. Okay. The decision rule. If net present value is more than 0, accept the proposal. What this means is, if net present value is more than 0, then accept the proposal. So net present value means the present value of cash inflow minus present value of cash outflow. This is what we have written. Okay, present value of cash outflow is more than the present value of cash inflow, only then it will be positive, only then it will be more than 0. So if present value of cash inflow is minus present value of cash outflow is more than 0, then we will accept the proposal. And if the present value of cash inflow minus present value of cash outflow is less than 0, then we will reject the proposal, but there is no benefit. If the inflow is less than outflow, then there is no benefit, there is no advantage. Okay, so I'll take some examples. See, first example is over here. Compute the net present value for a project with a net investment of 1 lakh. Okay, question. Net investment is 1 lakh. Okay, and net cash flows per year is, net cash flows year 1 is 55,000. Cash inflow year 1 55,000, year 2 80 and 50, year 2, year 3 15,000. Okay, further company's cost of capital is 10%. Cost of capital is 10%. Now it can also happen in question that present value factor, the discounting factor or present value factor as it is called, might be given to you in the question. In that case, you don't need to use the calculator and calculate what is the value. If it is not given to you in the question, if this line is not there in the question, then you will have to calculate by pressing equal to equal to equal to. Okay, we have already talked about that. So this is the question. So if you don't know about time value of principle, if you don't know about time value of money, if you don't know about the principle of time value, what would you have done? Maybe what is the total inflow? Total inflow is 55 plus 80 plus 15. 67. This is 150. This is 150 or 1,50,000. Okay, and what is the amount? And what is the amount that is the outflow for today, or the amount that you have to invest to get this return is 1 lakh. So you'll be like, okay, I'm gaining 50,000. You might think that okay, the total gain is 50,000. That means the project is beneficial, and we should accept the proposal and we should accept the project. But that might not be the case actually. But since we know the principle of time value, we are going to apply that principle. So this is how I'm going to calculate. First, I'll write net present value is equal to present value of cash inflow minus present value of cash outflow. Okay. What is present value of cash outflow? 1 lakh. By this 1 lakh I am paying right now. So this is the present value. What is the present value of cash inflow? I'll calculate this. I'll make a table. I'll make a chart. So I'll write years. 1, 2, 3. Cash inflow 55, 80, 15. Okay. Now I'll calculate the discount factor. But since time value principle we have to apply, we'll calculate discount factor at the rate of 10%. So how do we calculate discount factor? I'll just show you. This is a calculator. The formula is, okay, I'm making some writing something over here and I'll erase it. The formula is present, or let's say future value is equal to present value into 1 plus r raised to the power n. I have to calculate the present value, so this is going to come down. The future value upon 1 plus r raised to the power n is equal to present value. Okay? So I'll calculate the present value of rupees 1 or 1. So if the future value is 1, 1 plus rate is 10 raised to the power n. N is number of years. So for year 1, it would be 1 upon 1.1 raised to the power 1. For year 2, it would be 1 upon 1.1 raised to the power 2. For year 3, it would be 1 upon 1.1 raised to the power 3. This is what it should be, right? I hope you guys are getting this. Then I'll calculate this. So I'll write 1 divided by 1.1. This is 0.9090. I'll use 0.909. Okay. So for year 1, okay, sorry. So for 1 year, or year first, it is 0.909. For year 2, I'll press equal to once again. It is 0.826. I'll write 0.826. For the next year, I'll press equal to once again. It is 0.751. I'll write 0.751. This is my discount factor. This is the value of 1 rupee after 3 years. This is the value of 1 rupee after 2 years. This is the value of 1 rupee after 1 year. Okay, I hope that is clear to you. Okay, so now I'll calculate the present value of cash inflow. I'll multiply all this. So 55,000 multiplied by 0.909 is equal to 49995. Okay, 80,000 into 0.826 equals to 66080, and 15,000 into 0.751 equals to 11265. If I add all these, this is 127340. This is the present value of my future cash inflows. Okay, then I'll calculate NPV. I'll write this over here, 127340 minus 1 lakh. that is 27,340. Is it more than one? Yes, yes, it is more than one. All right, yes, it's more than one. Therefore, we will accept the proposal. We will accept the proposal. Okay, okay. Now, if you guys have any problem, you can tell me and you can ask me all your queries, and I'll solve all those queries. Yes, you can speak now. If you want to ask anything, if you want to say anything, you can please speak now. Nobody wants to say anything? That is great. ओके, बात समझ में आ रही है क्या? एक बार मुझे बता दीजिए कि हाँ सर बात समझ में आ रही है हमको.
Yes, sir.
चलिए, ब्रिलियंट, वेरी गुड. ठीक है. So moving on, we'll take one more example and then we are going to move on to the next project. What is the answer? The answer is 27340 and our answer was also 27340. So conclusion is, since the net present value of the project is positive, the company should accept the project. Okay, ठीक है. Moving on to the next question. देखिए, ABC Limited is a small company that is currently analyzing capital expenditure proposals for the purchase of equipment. The company uses the net present value technique to evaluate projects. The capital budget is limited to 5 lakh, that we have 5 lakh rupees, which ABC Limited believes is the maximum capital it can raise. The maximum amount of funds that they have is 5 lakh. The initial investment and projected net cash flows for each project are shown below. The cost of capital is 12%. You are required to compute NPV of different projects. Okay, are you getting what is happening? You are the finance manager and you have total 5 lakh rupees. And what is the initial capital that is required? It is 2 lakh, 190, 250 and 210. That is that is 8 lakh 50,000. But the total capital you have only 5 lakh. So you have to decide which of the following projects you will accept and which of the following projects you will reject. Okay, so you have to calculate by out of the 4 project option that is available to you, which project is the most beneficial, to the best project, and on that basis we are going to select the project that we have to choose. So first is, I'll just solve it. Okay, let's not refer to the example. Question 2. Okay, question 2. So I'll write projects, name of all the projects A, B, C, and D. These are the 4 projects that I have to evaluate. Okay, cash outflow is given to you in the question. Yes, cash outflow is given. For initial investment for project A is 2 lakh. Cash outflow is 2 lakh. It is 190. Then it is 250 and 210. 250 and 210. This is my cash outflow. Okay, what is cash inflow? It is 50,000, 40, 50, 70, 75, 75. Then it is 75, 75. Okay, this is my projected cash inflow. 5 years, cost of capital is 12%, and my cost of capital that is given to us in the question is equal to 12%. Okay, so I have to calculate the NPV of all the projects. So first I'll take project A. Okay, same, I'll calculate the discount factor at the rate 12%. I'll show you how we'll calculate discount factor. How do I erase this? Yes. Okay, see, 1 divided by 1.12 equals to 0.8928. So I'll round it off and I'll use 0.893. So the discounting factor for year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For year 1, it is discounting factor 12%. It is 0.893. This is year. Okay. If you have a pen and paper, you can solve with me. Then I'll press equal to for year 2. It is 0.797. 0.797. For third year, it is 0.7117. So I'll round it off 0.712. 0.712. Next is 0.635. And for the next one, it is equal to 0.567. 0.567. This is my discount factor. This is my discount factor. We don't need to calculate separately for all this. We can calculate just the same time. This is my discount factor. This is project A. This is B. This is C. This is D. Okay. So for project A, the inflow is same 50,000 for 5 years. So I'm directly multiplying. Would it be okay? Or I have to like show it to you? Still never mind. Let's take it easy. Let's not get much excited. Let's take it very easy, very basic. My cash inflow is for the first year it is 50,000. For the second year it is 50,000. For third year it is 50,000, and for the fourth year it is 50, and for the fifth year also it is 50. So you have to multiply all this and calculate the present value of future cash inflows. The present value is 50,000 into 0.893. That is 44650. 50,000 into 0.797. It's 39850. 50,000 into 0.712 equals to 35,600. 50,000 into 0.635 equals to 31,750. 50,000 into 0.567 equals to 28,350. Okay. And what is my PV of cash outflow? It's 2 lakh. And the PV of total cash inflow, all this cash inflow, if I add all this, the amount that I'm getting is 180,200. 180,200. So the inflow is 180,200 and outflow is 2 lakh. Should we accept the proposal? No. We will reject this proposal. We will reject this proposal. Now I'll calculate the same for project. This was for project A. Now I'll calculate same for project B. The inflow for project B is 40, 50, 70, 75, 75. It is 40, 50, 70, 75, 75. Okay. This is my cash inflow. The present value of future cash inflow is this into this. Okay. 40,000 into 0.893 equals to 35,720. 50,000 into 0.797 equals to 39,850. 70,000 into 0.712 equals to 49,840. 75,000 into 0.635 equals to 47,625, and 50,000 into 0.567 equals to 42,525. And if I add all this, it is 201,385. What is the cash outflow? The cash outflow is 190. Cash outflow is 190. So okay, this is a good project. We can accept this project because we are gaining something from this project. It is 190. 190. It is 11385. This is my NPV. Condition is we are going to accept this project or accept this proposal. Is it clear to all of you? Any problems to anyone? C over here and D over here. What is the future cash inflow of product C? 70,000, 60, 80, 100. It is 75,000, 75,000, 60,000, 80,000, and 100,000. Okay. What is the present value of future cash inflow? I just multiply like all into 0.893. Or we can just have a look at this. Okay? We don't have to waste that much of time. This is my future cash inflow. I multiplied all of this. So first is 19,750. Negative. This is positive 11,385. Some difference in amount. 35, 39, 49, 47, 42. This 25. Let me just calculate it again. I'm doing the calculation of over here, okay? $35, 720 plus 39, 850 plus 49, 840 plus 47, 625 plus 42, 525. Okay, there is a slight calculation mistake. This is 21. This is 215560 minus 190. This gives us this is 25560. It is positive, so we will accept the proposal. And for the other projects as well, this is positive and this is negative. So this is 250 and 190. How much money do we have? We have 5 lakh. So we will only make the investment of 4,40,000 because we have 5 lakh rupees. So it's okay. We have the sufficient funds. So we'll invest 4,40,000 and we'll choose project B and project C. Okay. This is all about net present value method. If you guys have any problem of any sorts, you can please tell me and you can ask me now. कोई बच्चों को कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो आप मुझसे डेफिनेट पूछ सकते हैं बेटा अभी. कोई बच्चा ऐसा है जिसको कुछ भी समझ नहीं आ रहा, सर पता ही नहीं चल रहा क्या हो रहा है, ये तो हमको समझ नहीं आया, तो कोई बता दीजिए मेरे को. Nobody? It is clear to everyone? Chali, that is great, brilliant, ekdam. You guys are amazing. That is very good, very nice of you. So I'm moving on to the next topic. So first topic, I hope it is clear. It is net present value. In net present value method, what we do is we calculate the present value of future cash inflows, and then we subtract it to the cash outflow or the initial investment that is required to make into that project. And if the answer is positive, then we accept the proposal. That means we are gaining something. If the answer is negative, then we reject the proposal. That means there is no benefit in accepting this project. Okay. Now I'm moving on to the second topic, that is profitability index. Profitability index. Okay. Chalo. So the second technique that we're going to talk about is profitability index. Okay, profitability index. देखिए, in the above illustration, the student may see how the helper discounting cash flow techniques to alternate proposal capital expenditure can be compared. In certain cases, we have to compare a number of proposals, each involving different amount of cash inflows. One of the method of comparing such proposal is present value method. The formula is sum of total cash inflows during the life upon initial investment. So the answer would be something like 1 point something, 2 point something, 3 point something, and the product which has the highest profitability index, we will select that proposal. Why, sir? Why do we need this? So I'll explain. Okay, I'll explain. In this project, the inflow that you're getting is 225,560. If I take one more example, okay, if I explain this further, why do we need to calculate profitability index? It's very logical. Okay, and the answer is absolute amount are not comparable. Absolute amounts are not comparable. Example, if we say that the profit of a firm is 1,000, firm A, and profit of firm B is 10,000, and I ask you which of the following firm is better, which of the following firm is performing better, what will you say? You'd say 10,000. Okay, everybody is going to say 10,000. Now, if I tell you that the sales required to effect this profit for this company, it is 5,000, and for this company it is 1 lakh. Now what would you say? You'll calculate percentage into 100 into 100. So 10%. Now your opinion would change. You'd say, no, sir. Sorry, company B is not the better company. Company A is the better company because they have a higher margin as compared to company B. They have a margin of 20%. So that company is performing better. That company is better as compared to company B. So this is the same logic that we are calculating profitability index, because if we compare two projects, A and B, okay, and if the net or if the present value of cash or your net present value of the project A is 10,000 and for B it is 1 lakh. Net present value, I'm talking about net present value. That means inflow minus outflow. This is net present value. It is 10,000 minus 1 or 1 lakh. So you are going to choose project B because of NPV is higher as compared to project A. But you don't know what is the amount of investment it is required. You don't know what is the amount of investment that is required to make this earning. In the same way, same example, I'm carrying on the same example. But you don't know what is the amount of investment that is required to earn 1 lakh rupees. What if I tell you that the present value of cash outflow of project A Okay, I'm taking just a hypothetical example. The present value of cash outflow is, let's say, 10,000, and for in this period it is 10 lakhs. And the present value of cash inflow in this project, it is 20,000, and in this project it is 25. Okay, so the net present value is inflow minus outflow. It is 10,000 in this project, and in this project it is 25,000. So what would you do? Would you select this project? No, we are not going to select this project. Why? Because in this project, the margin is 50%. Can you see? You are investing 10,000 and you're getting 20,000 in return. Over here, you are investing 10 lakhs and you're getting 10 lakh 25,000. So although the NPV is positive for both the projects, and this has an higher and this is a higher NPV, so ideally you should select this project, but that is not the case. That is not the case. So in these kind of situations, we use profitability index, and the formula is for profitability index is the same formula: PV of cash inflow upon PV of cash outflow. This is the formula. So if I calculate profitability index of project A, or project A that we are taking the example, the profitability index would be: inflow is 20,000, outflow is 10,000. The profitability index is 2. On the other hand, the profitability index over here is 1025000 divided by 1000000. What is the profitability index in this case? It is 1.25. Now, which project will you accept? So we are going to accept this project. We are going to choose this project. Why? Because the profitability index is higher. Okay, so the conclusion is absolute figures do not communicate the exact value. They don't communicate what is the exact advantage that we are getting. So to remove this disadvantage, we calculate the ratio so that we can compare what is the amount that we are investing and what is the return that we are getting. We can compare. This example, I hope this example is clear to everyone, and that is why we use net, or we use profitability index. It is the same, exactly the same, but in this project you cannot compare. You cannot compare, right? Because the outflow is not the same. In project A, the outflow is 2 lakh, but in project C, the outflow is 2,50,000. So even if the NP is higher, we cannot compare because the base is not same, right? So to remove this difficulty, we calculate profitability index. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. All for today's class. I hope it is clear to everyone. If there is any problem, any doubt,